In the last video, we explored how to use randomness and noise functions to generate procedural content. We created textures, effects, and infinite terrains, but it feels a little empty. There's no creatures or plants, not even a single object around. Today we'll learn how to use randomness to scatter objects in different ways. Let's define our goal to understand what we need to do. For simplicity, instead of objects, we'll use points. We want to evenly spread points inside a given area. We also want to avoid repeating patterns, otherwise we might create aliasing. So how should we pick these points? Well, maybe we could just choose them randomly. It's a start, but the distribution of points doesn't seem very uniform. Some areas are dense, while others are completely empty. There's another way to visualize this: Voronoi diagrams. Despite the fancy name, it simply means each pixel gets its own color from the nearest sample. In this case, we can see how the color regions, which are called cells, significantly vary in size. Let's try something else. Starting with a perfect grid, we can add a small random offset to each sample. The results are pretty similar to what we got earlier, so perhaps we should approach this differently. Generally, if we think about our problem in the context of scattering objects, it's safe to assume we don't want objects to overlap, which means we have a constraint on the minimum distance between objects. There's a solution for this exact problem. Poisson disk sampling ensures a minimum distance between every point and its neighbors. Actually, there's more than one way to achieve this, so we'll start with an approximation called Mitchell's best candidate. We start with a single sample chosen randomly, and then at every step, we generate k random candidates inside the area and add the best one as a new sample. The best candidate is the one furthest away from all current samples. Now we get a much more even distribution of points. Another interesting thing to notice is how the distance to the best candidates gets smaller as we progress and the area fills up with samples. Another way to make Poisson disk sampling is Brightson's algorithm, which enforces a minimum distance r between samples, and it works in higher dimensions as well. The key aspect is to divide the sampling area into a grid of square cells, such that each cell's diagonal is of size r. This guarantees that every cell can have at most one sample. So just like before, we start with a random sample and mark it as an active sample. As long as we have active samples, we choose one at random, and then for this sample, we generate up to k candidates with a distance of at least r and no more than 2r. We check if the candidate is not too close to any of the existing samples by iterating over the neighboring cells. If the candidate is valid, we add it to the samples and mark it as an active sample. If none of the candidates were valid, we mark the chosen sample as inactive. Now you might be asking,
what if I want the density of points to change?
In that case, you would calculate the minimum distance in a separate function. Then, you could either use smaller cells and check more neighboring cells, or keep more samples in bigger cells and check all the samples in a cell. We've seen how sampling works. Here's how we can use it. First, obviously, we can scatter objects. We can also use these points to sample textures for interesting effects. That's all for this video. We learned the different ways to sample random points and a few ways to use them. Let me know in the comments about creative ways you found to use object scattering.